The Eagles probably played their most complete game of the season on Sunday, but a late block field goal and some bizarre antics from their childish head coach have taken over the headlines. The good news is, though, Brown, DeVonta Smith, they're fantastic. Jalen Hurts didn't turn the ball over, and the defense had 5 sacks. Yet everyone wants the head coach still fired today, including myself. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. Instead of starting the show talking about A.J. Brown dominating his return, or how about Cooper DeJean flashing in his nickel debut, or the defensive line getting 5 sacks, or Jalen Hurts not turning the ball over for the first time in 9 games, or potentially a major injury to Jordan Mailata, or even the cameraman right here falling through an RV while filming Jason Kelce. Instead, the talk of Philadelphia today, following the much-needed win against the Browns, is Nick Sirianni. Not only suddenly bald, I guess, but mainly his antics shown here at the end of the game, where he's clearly jawing with the crowd in a very bizarre incident. Let me just ask you this. Do you want your head coach acting like a child after a bad 2-2 start, and then going into a bye week where you promised change and yet looked only slightly better against the 1-4 Browns? And don't even get me started about his press conference yesterday. If you watched his entire press conference like I had to for this show, honestly, it's one of the most bizarre things I think I've ever seen. First, though, how about a giveaway? Nobody got the Jalen Hurts stats correct. Hard to do, I know. So let's give away this, and I actually just bought myself one of these. How about Nike NFL long sleeve Kelly green sweater, because it's getting colder, Philadelphia, and also where I live in Atlanta. To one person who subscribes, drops a like, and go down below and just use Sirianni in your comment. Tell me about Sirianni. As long as you use his last name, you'll be entered, and I'll give that away on a show later on this week. Speaking of Sirianni, clearly he's been feeling the heat, and between yelling at the fans like I just showed you and the bizarre press conference, all the firing talk I think has definitely gotten to him over the past couple of weeks. Just to kind of put an emphasis on this press conference, not only did it feature his kids, which was kind of an odd move, but you saw way more rambling than usual, which is a big deal if you watch his press conferences, a bunch more jokes, and a lot more cussing. Overall, just really odd.
You know what? I mean, you guys keep talking about it, and then, we have two defense started fast, right? They started as fast as you possibly. Sorry. He don't know what that means. Sorry. You're the only one who knows what that means.
Oh, and when asked about the viral clip, he obviously gave a very awkward non-answer.
No, just excited. Just excited to get the win. Just excited to get the win. It's hard to win in this league, so we're excited to get the win. Our fans created a couple false starts that really helped us win this football game. But just excited to get the win and appreciate the link support.
Now, I'll go more into Nick Sirianni later on in the show. We've got to get to the highlights. Obviously, him taking over defensive play calls as well, like he admitted to, is a big topic. But can we have a head coach that doesn't look like a clown and get ripped up and down each and every week for once in our lifetime, it seems like? Now, really quickly, just the other day, I booked my first tickets to my first Eagles game this year, which is Thursday night versus the Commanders in November. And of course, I use channel sponsor SeatGeek. Section 106 at the link is where I'll be for that Thursday night matchup with Jaden Daniels. And right now, if you want to get tickets to that game or any other Eagles game, how about using my code MOTT10 at checkout to get 10% off any tickets at SeatGeek? And by the way, that's 10% off regardless if you're a brand new SeatGeek user or you're like me and you've bought a ton of tickets from SeatGeek. And it's not just for Eagle games, although I'm sure that's what you want to get them for. Festivals, concerts, other NFL games, it's all there on SeatGeek. And buying tickets with SeatGeek, it's so simple. Like, they grade all their tickets on a scale from 1 to 10, so all you gotta do is look for the green dot, which obviously means good deal. Red dot, of course, not so great. And again, if you just bought tickets with SeatGeek the other day, doesn't matter how many times you've used them, the 10% off still works with my code MOTT10 right now. Just take your phone out right now, go to the SeatGeek app, and add my code, obviously MOTT10, to your account to get 10% off your next purchase, and gotta hurry up, this deal will only last a limited time. Now, I know you're here for the game recap. Here's what we got. Birds offense, they moved the ball pretty well early, but a strange no-call pass interference on a 3rd and 6 resulted in the first Eagle punt of the game. Now, early on, the Bird defense, they would get gashed a little bit, as of course the Browns would move up and down the field, but then how about Moro Ojomo and the White Knights, Mr. Milkman himself, combined for a big sack and forced a punt, which, speaking of Cooper DeJean, how good was he yesterday? 2 sacks, didn't allow a single first down, good punt return, and made some very critical tackles. Overall, an impressive day for DeJean, if Quinyon Mitchell, his first-round draft pick running mate, can say so himself.
Oh yeah, it was great. I feel like he did a great job. We came out of repair and we executed.
The Birds offense would then drive down the field well, as they normally did this game, but then stall and settle for a Jake Elliott field goal, Worth noting, the Birds still didn't score in the first quarter again, setting a franchise record for the most games to start a season without scoring in quarter number 1. And this, of course, circles back to Nick Sirianni, right? You promised us during the bye week you were going to make enough changes that this wouldn't happen again, and yet here we are, 0 points in quarter 1. Hurts, for what it's worth, did assure us during his press conference that the first quarter issues, they're fixable, and they're going to figure them out.
I think it's all fixable things. You know, I think the most important thing is getting the first down. I think that's the most important thing is getting the first down, and then after that, you kind of just play ball. You know, couldn't connect on some, and it's all fixable things, all being on the same page. And then, you know, those are things that I can accept because it's easy to learn from, and so we know the importance of starting fast and how that helps our team and how that puts you know, more pressure on their offense, helps the defense out for us. So we just got to continue to build on it.
Now, in the second quarter, the Browns offense would go 3 and out. And then how about Grant Calcaterra in for the injured Dallas Goedert? No update as of yet on him, making his presence felt all day long. 3 plays later, and how about this? Hurts connects with A.J. Brown down the left side of the field for the game's first touchdown. And, I mean, can we get 2,000 likes for A.J. Brown on today's video? Like, talk about being an absolute difference maker. I think the best receiver in football, a matchup nightmare, and even with some bad play calling, he covers a multitude of sins. Also, how about the quarterback showing off his emotions as well? A lot of good signs right here. Oh, and you can tell Brown knows how much of a difference maker he is while he's on the field. This post-game presser bit, it's pretty good.
Honestly, I was begging for man, and tight end motion out, and he let me know that it was man to man, you know, and I just had to win my one-on-one, you know, and Jalen gave me a great ball, and you know, thank God I held on to it.
Are you surprised when you see man coverage at this point?
No, I'm not surprised because they sprinkle it in. You know, most of the time, like they start playing cover 6 to my side and rolling cover to my side. You know, it comes with it. You know, but whenever I get one-on-one, I want the ball because you know I'm trying to change the game.
But then, how about another missed interception here by Quinyon Mitchell? Goodness gracious, can Gardner Johnson just not ruin his chances of having another interception? I mean, right now, Quinyon Mitchell should have, 3 at this point throughout the season? He could be the leader for Defensive Rookie of the Year if he had some more picks. At least, I guess, he didn't blame Gardner Johnson postgame.
Oh, no, it was good. It was just two ball players just trying to make a play. So, you know, like I said, both ball hawks are trying to make a play. That's it.
Now, a few plays later, Jalen Carter, how about an incredible sack, just destroying the double team here. And also, yes, shout out to Bryce Huff, who registered half a sack yesterday and had 2 hands on the ground coming off the edge. Something Huff said post-game is a new tweak they implemented during the bye, and it was nice to see Agent Zero. I think he had his best game as an Eagle. Wasn't amazing, but much better than we've seen. Now, Hurts and A.J. Brown would march right down the field during their 2-minute drive, but then very odd play here as Saquon somehow didn't get the first down right here, which makes no sense. Then they took a sack on 3rd down and 1 to set up a field goal try, which was, of course, blocked by Myles Garrett and returned by former Eagle Rodney Cloud for a touchdown to tie this game up at halftime. Which, back to the whole Sirianni issues, not only did he mismanage the clock on this drive, but apparently, his words here, he called the 3rd down play that resulted in a sack, and he also called a defensive play during the game.
You know, I'll say this. I made the call on 3rd and 1. Nobody else but me. And, you know, like I said to you, sometimes I did that on defense one time as well. You know, made a call on defense. That didn't work out, just so you know. I'll put that out there. That wasn't on Vic. I won't tell you which play. But I'm going to do that from time to time. You know, this time it didn't work. And so that's not nobody else but me. Then, you know, we got to do a couple things a little bit different.
What are we doing? Like, seriously, what are we doing? Every time he interjects into the offense, it doesn't work. And now apparently he's interjecting into the defense, and he even admitted, guess what? My play call didn't work. Why are you calling defensive plays? Like, seriously, why is he calling any sort of defensive plays? I wonder if Jeffrey Lurie heard those fire Sirianni chants that erupted as the Birds ran into the tunnel at halftime. I wonder if it makes any sort of a difference. Now, after halftime, the Browns moved the ball, again, pretty well, but then how about BG with the stop on 3rd down in his 200th career game as an Eagle? Not only has BG been a great leader, obviously, for this young defensive line, but he's been balling out, maybe the best player on the defensive line all season long.
Well, I believe in these guys in our room, and it's like I tell them boys all the time, it's on us because people don't see what the work we put in. They just see what we do on Sunday. So let's make sure we make Sunday the best day because of what we did during the week. And so I'm just happy that things coming together for us. Everybody believing in themselves. When you have games like this, it's just a belief that you start to, a confidence that you start to build. And I'm not gonna get too far ahead. I just know that today I was happy to get the win, and we got to stay consistent. It's about consistency, and so how we build from the next week, because we got a good one going up to the New York next week, and we got to make sure we we enjoy this one, but we ain't done that yet.
Now, following the Browns' missed field goal, the Birds' offense would struggle a little bit yet again. And I think at this point, I agree with Lane Johnson's take on the whole thing. They look good at times, but they're still clearly not good enough overall for the talent that they have.
Yeah. I said I feel like a very constipated offense. We do some good things. We have all this ability, but we have yet to prove, that we can hit on all cylinders. So that's definitely something that's going to be on our mind. I think, moving forward, that's something we got to fix, especially starting fast. We haven't done that in 2 years, so it puts ourselves in a bind. So, yeah, this game was maybe a lot more competitive than what it needed to be, but hats off to the Browns, man. They played hard.
Now, following another great play here by Cooper DeJean, again, incredible, Kenny G would rip off a huge run on second down, and then Jake the Make would nearly miss, it was good, I guess, and give the Eagles the go-ahead field goal. Cleveland would drive down themselves and answer our field goal with one of their own, and with 10 minutes left, the Eagles were tied with the 1-4 Browns at 13 apiece. But then how about the mesh concept here against man coverage, creating the wide-open DeVonta Smith welcome back Slim Reaper, a massive touchdown to take the lead right back. And again, as bad as this offense can be from time to time, overall yesterday, they were pretty good. And with AJ and DeVonta Smith back, again, we expect a lot more scoring, but at least they've shown that they can score at any given time and get a big play out of nothing. Watson would drive again in the Eagles' red zone, but 3 great plays by the defense capped off by Gardner Johnson. The pass breakup, put the seatbelt on, and force another field goal. Then let's give credit where credit is due. It was Jalen Hurts' time. Needed about a 4-minute drive here. He used his legs on the option on third down, and then the deep ball to A.J. Brown. Yet again, this one would seal it. Oh my gosh, what a perfect throw and catch. And obviously, a play Nick Sirianni confirmed was an audible that Jalen Hurts saw and checked into at the line.
Something that they looked at. It's a good job by Jalen and A.J. Talking at the line of scrimmage, figuring out what the best play to go to was. There's a little bit of a check there, and good players making great plays.
But that's something that we're gonna always try to chase. But we're gonna take it one day at a time and keep working on little things and clean up little details. I don't know, everybody wants a game of perfection, but they get paid too, and they do it. They're gonna do a job trying to stop us, and so that's why I'm not really too worried about it. You make adjustments as you go. Most importantly, you learn, and we got the win. So yeah.
I think if we take Nick Sirianni, set him aside for a second, overall, I think that was a pretty good day for the Eagles. Take the blocked field goal away, and really, the Eagles' defense played great, and the offense was nearly flawless. For one, Jalen Hurts turnover-free, something he hasn't done in 7, 8, 9 games. Offensive line, despite Jordan Mailata, still waiting for a full update on that. We know it's a hamstring, but they only gave up 1 sack. AJ Smitty picked up the slack when the Browns loaded the box to stop Saquon, and the defense, again, put together a great overall performance with just 9 total points allowed. Still plenty to clean up, but definitely a lot to look forward to. But then, of course, back to Sirianni, the main focus of today's show, because everyone's talking about it, the interjecting into play calling, and then you have the post-game antics and the press conference. You just continue to wonder, why is this guy still around? And then again, his press conference, super odd. I'm not sure why he's bringing his kids in there, except for the fact that he probably wanted to lessen the blow from the media, make things kind of awkward because he knew he was going to get asked about the post-game antics, but he rambled even more. He cussed and joked with his kids. I don't know. It's just not a good look right now. Is there a person in Philadelphia who thinks right now he's the best leader for the entire Eagle organization? But if we have to give a little bit of defense to Sirianni, we do have to take to heart the comments from Brandon Graham and Jalen Hurts post-game that no one's talking about, where they seemingly confirmed they told Nick Sirianni to be more like himself during the bye week.
You know what? I just told him to be him. I need him to be 2022 Nick, so we can get there. Because, we just want people to be themselves. At the end of the day, Coach been taking a bunch of heat, and I understand he got a lot of stuff on him. We got his back because, Philly can be hard. I know all about it. But, how I do it every day, I always said that they going to eat the words that they say. And so I know that's what Nick probably saying, too. And every chance that he get, you let him know, just like I would, too. So I don't know what he said, but I know it got something to do with that. Mm-hmm.
I don't know who else said it. I know I spoke to him. It's just a reassurance of, we trust who you are, we trust where you are as a coach, and we know we can build with you. And so it's about doing it together. It's about doing it together, and I think for him it's really, I think any leader, it's about a vision and trusting in that vision, and he's done a really good job of being able to have conversations and honestly build, try and map things out, and some things take time. But it's a group effort from everybody, and everybody has to dominate their box. Everybody has to respect their role, accept their role, and give their best. And so I'm excited for him and his growth, and continue to see where he's going. And I think it'll continue to help our football team.
And listen, that's BG and Hurts talking, and so it definitely carries some weight. But we talk about 2022 Nick Sirianni, they were destroying teams. They were winning a bunch of games, and so his antics kind of made sense. I didn't love them back then, but it was kind of fun because you knew that this team was rolling on all cylinders, that they're firing on all cylinders, they were looking fantastic, and so sure, joke around a little bit, have some fun. But since then, it just seems childish. And when your football team, again, played well yesterday, but did not play up to the standard against a bad Browns team, and then you're barking at the crowd and you're at the weird press conference, it's not a good look. It looks childish. It looks like he can't read the room and that he's, facing a lot of stress right now and not being able to handle it.
Because y'all are making a big deal about it. It's like, guys, we're going to figure it out. We're going to fix it. We've known how to score in the past. Like, we get it. You guys have a job to do, and you're going to fixate on one thing, and you're going to be like, oh, they haven't started fast, or they haven't turned the ball over. Like, we got it. Like, we're going to do everything we can do to fix it. Like, and I don't want that to be in their heads. That's why I'm basically telling you guys, all right, we got it. We'll figure it out. And so sometimes you get things in your head and you continue and it kind of, works there. But like the defense started their off. The defense started their It was 10-0 to start the football game off, and the defense didn't let up a play. And so they played so they started fast, right? And we'll get it figured out on offense. We will get it figured out on offense. Do you think that was funny?
If I was advising Nick Sirianni right now, I would sit him down and I would say, Nick, listen, you have an incredible roster right now. I know that you feel like you have to interject here and there because people are questioning, what kind of a head coach are you if you don't call plays? Just let your coordinators do their job, let your team do their job, and then just sit back and reap the benefits, right? You don't have to be the man running the entire show. You don't have to show your emotions just because they want you to be like 2022 Nick Sirianni. Just be a normal head coach, ride with this football team, and if they get on a big win streak, sure, maybe you can have a little bit of fun. But us in Philadelphia, fun is not something we're interested in. We're interested in winning football games. And yesterday, you were very close to losing that football game, and I truly believe if they would have lost yesterday, they would have fired Sirianni. He survives another week. They can go on a win streak. It's all very true. But just start acting a little bit more like an adult and take the focus off of yourself and put it on a football team, again, that is loaded with great weapons all around and had probably their best game of the entire season. Obviously, I want your guys' thoughts here too. I think most people are going to be agreeing with me on Sirianni, but if you disagree, again, I want to hear it. Give me your take on the game as well. Sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. Plenty more content happening. It's going to be a very interesting week, if I do say so myself. I'm Thomas Mott. At least they won and they're 3-2, right? This has been the Thomas Mott Show.